Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Monday, July 1st. Happy first of the month, 6:23 right now. Market's gonna open in about 7 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. All right, a few more things here. All right, one last thing. And it looks like we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Sent out. And it looks like we are good to go. So I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in. All right, as people join in, I'm gonna go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Going down to the 8 hour. Down to the 4 hour. Down to the 2 hour. Down to the 1 hour. Down to the 30. Down to the 15. Down to the 10. Down to the 1. And it looks like we're good to go. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, July 1st. It is 6:26 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. Today's the first of the month, guys. So just keep in mind, it's one thing to be aware of. Volatility movement might be a little crazy. So just be a little careful with your entries today. I try to say that every day, but be a little extra careful today because today is the first of the month. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. Back to kick off this trading week. It's also 4th of July week. There's a lot of stuff going on this week, guys. So it's the first of the month. It's 4th of July week. We have a midweek holiday and it's NFP week. So we got so much stuff going on. We also have a ton of news today too. Not just today, but this whole week. So we got news today at 7:45, 6:45 to 7 o'clock. Tomorrow we got news pretty much all day. We got Fed Powell speaking at 6:30. Wednesday's a little slower, but there is some news. And then there's just news pretty much every day. It's NFP week, so of course there's going to be news every day. So I'm hoping to get in and out of these positions very quickly so we don't have to be in the market for too long. So do that there, put that there. We got news pretty much all over the place. Looking at the bias right now, the bias is it's a bit mixed. Price is above the pivots, but the pivots are still somewhat bearish right now. So we're in the neutral side. It looks like it's going to swing up. So if it swings up like this, that first level of liquidity right there just got hit. We might be looking for some buys here. Let's take a look at retail sentiment real quick before we start. So retail sentiment is currently 60% short. This indicates that 60% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So we're probably going to look for some possible buys today, but we'll see what happens here when the market opens. Again, you want to be a little careful with everything that's going on this week. All right, let's see who's here so far. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Nick. Morning, Joe. Thanks, definitely. Morning, William. Morning, everybody. All right, so it looks like majority of you guys are here for the most part. Market's going to open up in about 2 minutes. Again, this first level of liquidity right here already got hit. So we will continue to look along here. Yeah, Nick said that, yeah, not surprised. Someone filed this lawsuit against Keith Gill. Yeah, not surprised there. Probably someone who lost a ton of money following him. All right, guys. So we got market opening up in about 20 seconds. Price is above the pivots. The trend meter is green. Divergence is bullish. So we are possibly going to be looking for some buys here. All right, so the second liquidity right here just got hit. I'm going to leave it up here just in case it comes up for that retest. There is a sessions right there, so something to be careful for. And market is now open, guys. So here is the opening candle. All right, we got price coming back down right here. So let's see, I'm going to back up a little bit. The first target price point is going to be the 600 level right here, of course. You can see prices having trouble getting past the sessions right here. I'm going to wait for price to get past this level and then push up to the next level right there. So that level right there got hit already. I'm going to be looking for price to push up even further to this next level up here. That first level right there just got hit, the 600 level. The next level up here is going to be the 650. So I'll be looking for some possible opportunities over here. So I'll look for this candle right here. I'll look for it to maybe retrace back a little bit. Not really going to chase this here just yet. Yeah, the volatility is not high enough yet. It's still kind of low. So I'd like this to maybe retrace back a bit and swing back up. If it doesn't happen, then I'll just wait for the next candle here to swing up. Again, the target price point is going to be that next level right there. Volatility is not super high yet. All right, so be careful for the reversal here. What I'll look for at this point is I'll look for this to swing back up. If this candle comes back and swings green, I'll be looking to take entry right here for a buy. Watching it right here. Oh, I got in too early. How to get out of that. So I got in and I got out real quick, guys. I got in way too early on that trade. I misclicked and I should have held on to it, but it's okay. So full TP right there if you guys caught it. I got in like way too early. I didn't wait. I thought I was going to switch green, but then it kind of pulled back a little bit, like right before it turned green, and then I pulled out. But I pulled out right there. That was the entry that I was looking for. You guys can hear my thing. Fuck, I should have held on to it. It's okay. Um, yeah, I got in for, so I actually almost got my full TP right there. I got 700 profit on my Apex for my personal account. My smaller accounts made a little less, but it's okay. I think it was like way too fast, but it did what I was looking for. I was looking for it to swing down, look for it to swing back up, and that's exactly what happened. I just got in a little too early, which is kind of my bad. I should have I just jumped the gun a little bit there. So the target right here got hit. So our first target here got hit down here. Second target got hit. Third target got hit. Next target up here is going to be the next level. I'm just being a little careful because of the volatility, of course. So next level is going to be right here. Nick Williams said, good trade, have 3 screens, and he could not find his mouse pointer. Yeah, no, it's fast. You gotta be watching how it moves here. So I'll be waiting for the next one. Again, the next target's gonna be here, the 750 mark. It's probably gonna touch it, but I'm not looking for entry here yet. Again, I need this to pull back and then swing back up pretty hard. That was a nice volatility push there. Just gotta keep in mind, news is coming up at 6:45, so probably around 640 is going to be my cutoff. I'm probably going to stop looking for entries. The news at 6:45 is S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. It's inflation news. There's another opportunity right here. I'm not going to take this one though. I wanted to retrace back a little further. So, I mean, technically, you could have entered another trade right here if you guys really, really wanted to. And it just hit TP right there. I just think it's way overextended at this point. Like, I need this here to pull back, reject off it, and swing back up. Right? So I'll watch this here. Okay, if this here swings green, then I'll take this here for a buy. I gotta watch it though. Be careful not to hop in too early again. So Nick got his 3 wins. He's done for the day. Nice work, Nick. All right, this does not look like it's going to swing green. All right, so there's no entry there. Next target price point is going to be the 750 right here again. Like I said, I'm looking for it to maybe possibly come down, bounce off the pivot, and come right back up. Again, I need to have some volatility here, so I'm going to look for this to pull back a bit. It's like a little slingshot or a boomerang, whatever you want to call it. All right, let me try to zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna clean this up, take that liquidity off. The volatility here pretty much died down a bit, so I need this to pull back a little bit more. Watching for that last second swing back up. All right, so if this swings green, I'll be looking to take this again for a buy. It's not going to. No entry there. It's probably going to pull back, bounce off the pivot, swing back up from there. Kind of what I'm looking for. Again, I'd like this to pull back quite a bit. Didn't pull back enough for me. All right, the volatility is starting to slow down a little bit. We're getting closer and closer to news. So you can see how price is starting to consolidate over here for a little bit. Again, target price point is going to be up here, the 750 mark. So if it provides opportunity for entry, I'll look for entry here. But it kind of looks like price is starting to consolidate here for a bit. Let's see this next candle. Need this to come down a bit more. It's not up enough. All right, I'll be watching for this to swing back up. If this swings back up green, be looking to take my entry here. So, all right, let's see. All right, I took a loss on that one right there. It's all good. Little loss on that one right there. So one win, one loss, break even for the day. Price here is kind of going sideways, guys. So the volatility is not as good as like it was earlier. So it's not really building and then going up super quick. It's kind of filling and getting stuck. So I'll wait over here again for a little bit of some opportunity, and then we'll go from there. So let's see if price comes down and it rejects off the pivot right here. So we're break even for the day so far. Again, I'll watch this over here if this swings back up. It's rejecting off the pivot right there. So if it swings back up green, I'll be looking to take some possible opportunity for entry here. Watching it. Nothing there. Didn't swing back green. All right, so looking for this again to swing back down, swing back up. There's volatility there, but it's not really moving directional. So you can see how price is still spiking back and forth. It's just not moving super directional. I'm looking for it to come down, bounce off the pivot, come back up. And then again, target price point is going to be up here, of course. Probably zoom in a little more. So I'll just leave it at this. I don't have to zoom in too much. So again, I'm looking for price to come down, bounce off the pivot, swing back up. Target price point is going to be the 750 mark up here. It's not there yet, but that is going to be the target price point. This entry over here is a little too tight, so it just came down, tapped the stop loss, and then it came back up from there. All right, we're getting a lot closer to news over here. Let me check the news at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is some more inflation news, manufacturing PMI. All right, so it's starting to move a bit tricky. This is kind of what we expected for the first of the month, also for holiday week, also for NFP. So there's three big things happening this week. It's first of the month, July 1st. It is NFP week, and then on top of that, it is we have a midweek holiday, which is 4th of July. So expect a lot of erratic movement in the market. So it'll be either or. So it's either going to be erratic, it's going to be volatile, or it's going to be super slow, like one or the other. All right, we got price pushing up to that target price point right here, the 750. We didn't get the rejection that we were looking for earlier, so there's no entry here. We're also getting really close to the news, so I'm not looking to take anything here now. It's 642. So we're getting pretty close to news. We might start to get some pre-news movement. The news from today is forecasted to be positive. So last month it was 51.3. They're forecasting it to be 51.7. We'll see what actually happens here when market opens. Yeah, it's going to be hard to tell. All right, and Tasha's done for the day as well. So nice work, Natasha. Great profits, guys. So far, yeah, we got news in about 3 minutes. So I'm going to hold off, wait and see how the market reacts to the news. And then we'll have a little window here between now and 7 for maybe another entry, hopefully. All right, so I'm gonna sit tight for the next couple minutes, guys. We're too close to news, 6:43 right now. We got 2 minutes. Man, I just wish the news would happen already so we could keep going. There's a rejection off the pivot right there. This would have been an entry that I would have looked to take, but because it's so close to news, never mind. It's not going to push back up. There's like 10 seconds left on the candle. All right, we got news in about a minute. All right, so here are the team profits so far. Let's see, we got some profit over here from William. So we got Vamal over here. He locked in a total profit of 1,000 on his first account, 1,000 on his second account, to 2,000, 200, 200, 200. So he locked in about 3,000 for the day. Nice work, Vamal. All wins. We have Natasha here, total profit of 490, all wins as well. And we have William over here, total profit of 380 per account. He has 20 accounts here. So we're going to say well over 5,000 for the day, all wins. Nice work, William. And also Max over here, big congrats to Max getting his payouts for Apex yesterday. Great work, Max. All right, guys, so there's a profit so far. We got the news candle right here, not too much movement on it. A little anticlimactic. I was expecting more movement, but I guess not. The news was actually negative. So the news was 51.6. I'll let the candle here breathe a little bit for the next couple minutes. Once we have that there, volatility picks back up, I'll start looking for some entries here. At this very moment, we don't have anything, but I'll be looking for it. So again, this is another opportunity for entry. Of course, this is the news candle, so I wouldn't have taken it, but this was another setup right there. You see how price pulled down, rejected directly off the pivot, swung right back up to green, and now it's going to push up to the target price point here, which is the 750 mark. So, and this could be a possible triple confluence if that buy signal closes above. So the target price point is going to be that 750 right there. It's pretty much what we were expecting. There you go. Target right there just got hit. Next target, guys, is going to be the next level of liquidity up here. So pretty much all the targets from today got hit. Liquidity down here, first level, second level, third level, fourth level, fifth level right here. And we have liquidity and the sessions above. So if price continues to climb up higher from where it's currently at, the next target price point is going to be the next level up there. So that's what I'm looking for now as I continue to follow this here. So I'll be looking for price to push up to that point. Looking for my opportunity here if price decides to keep climbing higher. Let's see, let's measure from opening price. So price has pushed up almost 200 points so far. It's pushed up quite a bit. Again, I want to see a sharp retracement, bounce off the pivot most likely, and then push back up. Even the level structure right here is fine too. All right, so we got price pushing up. The first level target is going to be the level right here, the 800 mark. The next level target is going to be the sessions right here and liquidity. So again, I need to see some retracement here. Retracement off structure or retracement off the pivot. Pivot's going to be ideally, I'd like the pivot to get be the structure, but Again, it's kind of depends. So let's see if it retraces back right here. Just waiting for it to retrace back. So the volatility here is starting to slow down a little bit. The ATR is pretty high, so overall volatility is very high right now. Prices are retracing back. Okay, perfect. So we got a whole candle here. If this bounces off the level and swings back up green, I'll be looking to take this for a buy. It's got to bounce off some structure though. I can't take it out in the open. The earlier trade that I took earlier, that was my mistake because it didn't actually bounce off structure. So it probably should have been avoided. I thought it was bouncing off the actually I take that back. It was bouncing off structure. It was bouncing off the levels right there, but it wasn't bouncing off the pivot. So preferably I'd like it to bounce off the pivot. So maybe I'll let this sit here for a couple minutes. I'm not taking the entry right here. Well, there was no entry there to begin with, but wasn't planning on taking that specific one there. Zoom in here a little bit. All right. So again, looking at these right here, looking for this to pull down, bounce off the pivot right there and swing back up. Hasn't bounced off the pivot yet. So this is another, I mean, it's the same pattern that you're looking for. So if you wanted to take entry, you technically could, but I wouldn't have taken it there yet because I'm looking for it to bounce off the pivot here or some sort of structure. Ideally the pivot. And the volatility here is starting to die down quite a bit. So again, I'm looking for this to come down, bounce off my pivot and come back up. Target price points are going to be right here, the 800 level and the liquidity above. Not really liking the volatility here. The volatility is a little low. It's a little too low for my liking. We got 30 seconds left on this candle right here. Got 20 seconds left on this candle here. Again, I don't like the volatility. It's too slow for me right now. I do like the retracement though. So if this swings back up, it's going to be nice, but there's 9 seconds left, so it's not going to retrace back up. All right, moving on to the next candle over here. Yeah, the retracement's not strong enough for me right here. This, again, technically, this is the entry that I would have been looking for, but because the volatility is so low, the retracement wasn't hard enough. Okay, so I'll watch for this right here. Yeah, again, this is another setup that could be setting up, but again, because the volatility is so low, it's not one that I'd be looking to get. So that would have been the entry that I was looking for. If there was enough volatility, it looks like it's going to hit TP. Yeah, I mean, it just didn't look good to me because the volatility was too low. It's like snail move. But this is the pattern that I was looking for, right? I said I wanted price to come down, bounce off the pivot, swing back up. That would have been my entry there for my market flow, but I skipped out on it because of the low volatility here. We're getting close to news at 7, guys. And news at 7 is more inflation news. We have ISM manufacturing PMI, ISM manufacturing employment. They're both forecasted. So the employment is forecasted to be negative, and the PMI is forecasted to be positive. So I mean, we'll see what happens here. And then go figure, the volatility is now picking back up. All right, so I'm gonna wait here for a little bit. Again, the volatility is looking a lot better now, but I'm waiting for it to come back down and bounce off the pivot down there. So possibly on the next candle, again, the target price points are going to be up here. I don't want to get too close to liquidity up there because that's the session. But again, over here, I'll be looking for this to. All right, so I need this to pull back, bounce off the pivot, and then swing back up. If we can get that there where it pulls back, bounces off the pivot, and then swings back up to liquidity, I'll be looking to take my entry there. So I need this to pull back a bit more. I'm going to pull back to this level right here and then shoot right back up. Might be too late. Target might get hit prior. So if that's the case, then obviously not going to be looking for entry here. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. I don't think it's enough time for it to pull back and hit the, or maybe it might be. Let's see. No, we got 8 seconds, not enough time. So price came and touched the level right there, like we said earlier. It came and touched the level. It didn't exactly push up to the next level up there, so we still have some space. All right, so we got price pulling down right here. The volatility is too low. I need to drop down a little bit more. Again, this could have been another entry for you guys if you wanted to take it. It bounced off it like super quickly, but the volatility here is just not there. So I'd like this to pull back a bit more. Yeah, we're back to our typical market conditions where the volatility just kind of stays flat a little bit. All right, perfect. So we're getting some spike right here. So I'm going to look for it to swing back up from here. We have about 16 seconds. If this candle swings back green, I'll be looking to take my entry here. Not looking like it's going to happen. We have 9 seconds left. No, it's not going to happen. All right, so we got 5 minutes till news. I think we're gonna have to wait for the, or we'll see. We got about a few minutes here, so we'll see if this actually, starts to move a little bit. But it looks like price is just gonna consolidate between these two levels right here, between the 850 and the 750 mark right here. So I think I might look a little bit deeper into like maybe up until 7:30 guys for entry because of all the news this morning. Typically when there's news, a lot of news like this in the morning at 6:45 and 7, you're going to get a lot of the consolidation right here. I mean, you can see the market started consolidating right here around 6:35. Yeah, 6:35, 6:34, like immediately after open price pushed up, consolidated. The movement might happen right here between 7 and 7:30. So I'll keep looking past 7, just because we do have news over here at 7. You can see the consolidation right here. Price is just flat. And that's because news was happening. So news was happening over here at 6:45. Market went flat, pushed up a little bit. Market went flat, news at 7. And then possibly from here, we might get a continuation or we might get a reversal back to the downside. So I'll be looking for that because price actually never reacted to the 6:45 news. So the 6:45 news over here was negative, and it never came down. So it's actually reacting to it now. And we'll see how it reacts to the 7 o'clock news. So we will, obviously we'll see what happens here. We're currently break even for the day, guys. So the first trade was right here. Second trade was right here. First trade right here, blasted right through, went straight to TP. The second trade over here, unfortunately, we got in when the volatility died down. So it pulled back, hit stop loss, and then it swung up. Typical movement there. And the volatility was a little too high. Stop loss was too tight. So it pretty much triggered the stop loss before it shot up and hit CP. Because the entry happened like right there. It like barely triggered it. And then it swung back up. So let's wait for news here to pass. 6:57 right now. We got 3 minutes till news. Looks like price is reacting or finally reacting to the earlier news over here. The manufacturing PMI. We have manufacturing employment and manufacturing PMI for ISM coming up shortly. 3 minutes till. Yeah, William said it is possible for a BB3 to set up for a short position, though news is coming soon. Yeah, so I probably would sit out for a little bit. Yeah, there's a BB3C right here. It's against the trend, so it's not one I'd personally take, but yeah, it's too close to the news right now. We got 3 minutes till news. Again, target price point is going to be up here. If price does decide to swing back up, strong possibility. We got the divergence here swinging back up as well. All right, we got news in about a minute and a half. All right, we got news in about a minute. US30 blew his accounts, two 300Ks and a three 250Ks today in pre-market. It outsmarted him. Down sucks. It's all good, bro. I mean, it's tricky. I would be careful trading pre-market on Monday because on Mondays, well, this week is like a crazy week because we have news first of the month, um, holiday week, and it's NFP. I think for a week like this, I would be careful pre-market on a Monday specifically. Maybe during the week would be okay, but during the on a Monday for a crazy week like this, yeah, I can see how the market would have outsmarted you. But it's all good, yo. I mean, they still got the promo going on for Apex. So if you want to hop on, it's like 40 bucks for a 300K count. It's really cheap. Again, guys, if you guys want to hop on to Apex or if you guys want to add on some accounts, it's really cheap right now. It's 40 bucks and it stays 40 bucks monthly. So typically you're paying like about 137 a month for an Apex account. You only pay 40 bucks. And there's also I think a discounted PA fee too. So just a heads up if you guys forgot, the promo ends, I think, next week. So you might want to stack up on those while you can. All right, so here goes the news candle right here. Big reaction to the news. And we'll go from there. Yeah, exactly. Nick said the promo never ends. The promo just gets better, right? I thought the promos were going to stop, but I mean, they just keep coming back with more. But they had the same promo last year too, I think, from what I heard from a couple people. I remember when we first tried to get like the biggest promo, everyone said wait until like July because the summer promo is usually the best. I wasn't trading with Apex last year, guys. So this is my first year trading with Apex. I'm not sure what the promos were last year, but a lot of people mentioned that they were like super cheap around this time. So I don't know if it's a seasonal thing, but yeah, the promo is a promo. All right, so we have price reacting to the news. The news over here was mixed. So we had negative news for the high impact stuff. So manufacturing employment negative, manufacturing PMI negative, new orders was positive, everything else is negative. So there goes the news for the day so far. Let's see if price continues to drop from where it's currently at. If price continues to drop, the target price point is going to be opening price down here. The sessions and opening price down here. So if we start to take some sells, this is probably where we're going to be looking for price to come down here. I'm not looking for sells yet because the trend here still hasn't shifted. But if the trend does shift, this is where we're going to be looking for price to reach. This is going to be the target price point. It's going to be opening price to go back to open. And then also right here, the sessions. Yeah, Gyal said no hard feelings. He'll get them back tomorrow. Yeah, it's smart to just sit out today, Gyal. If you blew your accounts today, if you guys ever blow your accounts in one day, don't buy another account the same day. Please don't, because you're just going to revenge trade that account, right? I've seen a lot of people in this group and like in other groups where they'll blow an account and then they'll get a new account right after and they'll just blow that account too. So it's better to have a cooling off period. If you guys ever blow an account, I think give yourself a full day to just cool off. Because if you don't, you're probably going to revenge trade your way into another blown account. So yeah, exactly. And they weren't regular eval accounts either for Gyal. They were PA accounts. So Gyal said it hits too loose. Yeah, PA accounts. Evals sound like a punishment for failing. Yeah, no. for sure. If you blew a or if anybody blows a PA count, you should probably take a longer um break in between just to understand that you're not trading off tilt, you know. So all right, price is still coming down right here. We'll see if it bounces back up. I'm probably not going to catch any or look for any bounces off the lower pivots here. I'm going to look for price to swing back up actually, and then go from here. The volatility here is kind of dead, of course. All right. Yeah, so the volatility here is pretty low at this specific point in time. This is why we typically cut off our trading at 7 o'clock, right? I try to get my trades in between 6:30 and 7. The problem with today is that there was so much news in between. Typically, we don't have news here at 6:45, and that's kind of what screwed us this morning. Um, but yeah, usually I try to squeeze in like one or two trades between 6:30 and 7. That's why we had one win here, one loss. We're at break even for the day. So it's not a horrible day so far. If I see volatility pick up, I'll maybe look for one more entry. But at this point, I'm kind of okay with a break even day. Not to like I don't feel the need to force anything here. But if the volatility picks up, I mean, I'll look for entries. I'm not done trading for the day yet. Typically, I'm done trading at 7, but I think on days like this, we have so much news pre-market. Like for example, tomorrow's going to be a little tricky, guys. We have Powell speaking at 6:30. I don't know how long he's going to speak for, maybe an hour or so. So tomorrow, we have some pre-market news over here, low impact, and we have Fed Chair Powell speaking at 6:30. Then we have Joel's job quits at 7 o'clock, and Joel's job openings at 7 o'clock as well. Then we have some more news at 7:10. We have economic optimism index, and that's about it. So I'll probably be trading between 6:30 and 7, or I might not even trade at all because Powell's going to be speaking between that time. Tomorrow might be a day where, you know, you want to look for that very good entry, just get in and out very quick and then call it a day. So maybe like one entry tomorrow because there's so much stuff going on, especially with Powell, like he can really screw up the market. I'm not sure what he's speaking about, if he's like actually speaking or if he's just talking at a conference, but we'll see what happens then. And then on Wednesday, we have, I mean, there's news pretty much every day, guys. There's news here on Wednesday. There's 6:45 news pretty much every day this week, which is a bummer because it's going to mess with our trades. So Wednesday is going to be very similar to today. News at 6:45. There's news at 5:15, 5:30, 6:45, 7, and then 7:30, of course, gas stock change. So it's a crazy week. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I mean, we'll have to play it by ear. And then I think the best case scenario, like for example, today, if you just took that first win today, it looks like a lot of people just took the first win that happened on this big green candle and they were pretty much done, right? I'm not too worried about the news right here, guys. If the entry happens around where news is at, I'm probably still going to look for entry. I know typically we try to avoid news, but I think the news here isn't necessarily it's not a big risk. The sessions, of course, would be a big risk in comparison to the news today. We had some high impact news right here, but they're like right next to each other. So you guys can see the volatility here is kind of dead. Let me go and just mark up. I'm going to mark up the entries for today so that you guys can see where they came up. So the first entry happened right here. This was at 6:32. So I'll put this over here real quick. This was at 6:32. And then we had a loss over here, of course, you guys can see. This was at 6:38. All right. So those are the two trades that we took today. One loss, one win. The second trade could have probably been avoided, but it's all good. You can't think that way. Um, the losses happen. I'm glad we're trading with a 1-to-1 now because it's a lot easier to, I mean, for the most part, bounce back. It's not that difficult to just bounce back. You just need one more win to bounce back from that loss. So that's why I'm still looking here for an entry. I'm not necessarily ready yet to take anything, but again, if price drops further, target price point is going to be down there, and that's where I'll be looking to take entry. But yeah, now that we're trading for a 1-to-1, it's easier to just get back into profit. You just have to get one more trade. So if I can find one more good trade and climb this back up, then great. There's another opportunity for entry right here, but like I said, it's kind of tricky how price is moving. The volatility is very low. Well, the volatility is decent, but the direction is just not really there. So this technically could have been another entry. You can see how there's a big wick below. Price wick below, and then it swung back up. So your entry would have happened right here once it turned back green. The only problem is that there's not very much direction here. It's probably gonna hit TP, but it's gonna be a very tricky entry. So right there, you can see it did hit TP, but it's not enough to like blast right through like the other entries. Like the first entry right here, this thing blasted right through, right? Right here, it's kind of a slow climb. I think preferably I'd want to take it up here actually if it would bounce off one of these pivots. I don't really like trading at the lowest pivot. It's kind of tricky because this could be a reversal. It could be an initial break for a reversal because that's kind of what's happening here. If you guys can see, the pivots are starting to shift down, and the trend meter down below is starting to shift a little bit too. But if this swings back up, then great. I'll look for this to push up, bounce off the pivot, climb up higher, and then finally reach its target price point up here. But until we get some volatility, I'm just going to sit out. I'm not really looking to force any trades here. We knew today was going to be risky. We know this whole week's going to be risky. It's just a matter of time until like the market starts to pick back up because the volatility is just a little too low right now. You guys can see here, it's going sideways. It's pretty much consolidating between the 700 and the 650 right here. So this is the consolidation zone right now, currently. Just wait it out, guys. Wait for it to break above there, or wait for it to break below down here, right? You don't want to trade within this middle area right here. It's not a good area to get into entries. Yeah, so David over here said, I think last year I blew like 15 accounts. Since the beginning of the year, I stick to Sean's trades and analysis. So far, my accounts have been still up and running. Kodi Kai trades the best. Yeah, definitely, David. Glad to hear that. Yeah, it's always good to see you guys here doing well, right? Whether you guys are staying afloat, whether you guys are very profitable, everyone's on a different path. So try not to compare yourself to anybody else, but just make sure that your accounts stay consistent. I think that's the biggest thing to focus on. Focus on yourself. Don't focus on other people. So we got some more team profits over here. We got Drew with a total profit of, let's see, 4,000 on his first account, 2,000 on his other accounts. So 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 20,000 over here for Drew. Nice work, Drew. All wins for the day. We got David over here, total profit of 150. Nice work, David. And we got Jamie over here with a total profit of 1,958. All wins as well. Nice work, guys. So solid profit so far. It doesn't look like a lot of you guys took the loss over here. Most of you guys just took the win that first trade. And then you guys pretty much called it a day for the most part, which is perfectly fine. I would have done the same. This right here, I think, was a little bit of a FOMO entry. I should have saw that price was retracing back, but it just looked like a good entry at the time. So that's why I decided to take it. And then I ended up getting caught on the pullback right here because it barely pulled back. It pulled back like very slightly before it shot all the way back up. So, I mean, it happens. You have to understand that's just how the market is. Sometimes you take the risk, sometimes you don't. Price is finally dropping below here, guys. First target right there just got hit, the sessions. The next target right here is opening price. So the first target right there already got hit. The next target is going to be opening price down below, back to open. Exactly, Drew. So there goes the first target. So whenever I'm looking at entries here, guys, you're going to see me set targets. You're going to see targets below. You're going to see targets above. The target above is going to be this session right here. If price decides to climb back up, but it's not climbing back up right now. It's actually going down. So with it going down, target price point is right here back to open. So there it goes, price comes down, second target's hit. So pretty much all the targets right here that I marked up are now hit. Price is now reaching down to the lower levels of liquidity. So let me go over here real quick. All right, so price drops further. These two targets here already got hit, right? I told you guys if price comes back down, the target price point would be opening price, which is that blue line right there. Price is already down to that point. The next target is going to be down here to the session, or not the sessions, the next level. So there's liquidity sitting right here. If price comes down and hits liquidity, it's probably going to push down to this next level. So I'll try to give you guys a balance, right? Whenever price comes down, I'll be like, okay, this is the next target price point. That's typically where price will go. And we know this because we have liquidity sitting down there, right? It's not a random area. We have liquidity sitting down here. And then if price drops even lower, we have the sessions down here, right? So this technically could have been another entry for a sell. You see how price pushed up, bounced off the session, and then it came back down super hard. That could have been another opportunity for entry there. I don't really like messing with the sessions as much unless like unless the volatility is like extremely high, which I mean right here it's pretty high. But yeah, I prefer to just have it bounce off structure instead. So let's see if price comes down further. Again, the target price point is going to be down here, guys. So this is where I'm expecting price to continue dropping if it continues to drop. If it swings back up, this is going to be the target, of course. But price is not going up, it's going down. William said the St. Louis ARC price pattern, right? It was the ARC right there. So we got, Nick said you got to be quicker than that. So I'm going to be looking for any possible opportunities down here, bouncing off structure, of course. So what I would like to see here is a hard retracement, possibly bounce off the opening price, and then come down. Yeah, Rashida said sort of a head and shoulders. Yeah, I can see it right here. Shoulder, head, shoulder, come back down, right? So the shoulder happened right here. There's the head, second shoulder, then it drops from this point here. The hard part about that is that it happened around news price, right? 7 o'clock. And the thing is the 6:45 news and 7 o'clock news was both negative. So this right here was a reaction to the news from earlier. There was another opportunity for entry here, guys, but it happened too quickly. I didn't like the wick. It wasn't as big as I personally would like to look for. So obviously not one that I would take. Again, I'd like price to kind of bounce off structure somewhere. It did bounce off the level right there, but it wasn't super strong. So again, I'm looking for a pattern right here. I'm looking for price to push up and then bounce off hard. So I'd like this to push up green for a little bit, establish a big wick, and then if it comes back down red, I'll be looking for possible entry here. You could also ride it to liquidity if you like, but it's going to be a tough call for that type of entry. If you wanted to ride the last couple points right here, the last 15 points to liquidity, you technically can. This is what a lot of people do too here. They try to watch for price to push down, and then they try to ride that liquidity down to the next level. But for me, I'm going to be a little more careful, of course, because it just doesn't meet my criteria. I like to see a rejection off structure. So I like to see rejection. And also it's overextended, as you guys can see right here. Price push down from this point up here. Oh, fuck, I hate when I do that. Price pushed from this point right here to here. It's almost 200 points down. So it's quite a bit. All right, so we got price pushing up right here. It's rejecting off the levels. So let's see, this candle has 30 seconds left on it. So I'll be watching it right here. If this swings back red, I'll be looking to take it for a sell. I do like the wick here. If it does come back down, it's probably not going to come back down yet because it looks like it's retracing up. But if it comes back down, I'll be looking to possibly get this in for a sell. It's not going to happen. We have 10 seconds left on the candle unless it spikes at the last second. Not happening. So this drop right here is pretty much just a reaction to the news from earlier. For the most part, that's kind of what I see. I just see it as being a big reaction to the news. Because the news here at 6:45 was like right here. 6:45 was the news, the first news event. This thing just kept climbing. And then the 7 o'clock news happened over here. And it didn't really drop yet. And then it finally dropped over here. But pretty much all the high impact news was negative. It just had a super late reaction to the news event. Which, I mean, it's pretty typical for a manipulated week like this. It's just so much stuff going on. All right, so if this bounces off the opening price, if this swings back red, I'll be looking to take this as entry for a sell, guys. So I'm watching it. If it swings back red, it's probably not going to happen because we have 10 seconds left on the candle. Or am I? Let's see. No, it's not going to close. We got 3 seconds on it. Nope. No entry there. That would have been my setup there that I'd be looking for. Yeah, Nick said close, and he was about ready to post that meme again. Gotta be quicker than that. All right, so we got the rejection right there again. I want a bigger rejection though. This rejection is too small. The volatility is kind of slow right now. So I need this to push up quite a bit, maybe up to the sessions, and then a swing back down. I like how it's rejecting off the pivot and also the opening price. But again, I need this to push up and then come back down a little harder. See. All right, the volatility here is pretty dead for the most part. This is probably not going to come back down. I'll watch for it to come down though. If this candle turns red, this could be a possible opportunity for a sell here, but it's not going to. All right, so we're getting some snail movement here. Pretty slow. Not really too much going on. Back and forth. Starting to pick back up right here. There's no rejection off the structure though that I like. Again, the target price point is down here, guys. Price has not reached this point yet, but this is where we're expecting price to go if it continues to drop down lower. That's a big if, because if price climbs back up, then, it'll probably climb back up to the open range up here. But if it continues to drop lower, it's probably going to come down, retest, hit this target down here. All right, getting some volatility on this candle here. Look for it to swing back up again. And then come back down. Not on this candle right here, of course. It's too late to enter if you were looking for an entry there. All right, so let's see if this volatility sticks. You guys can see there are like pretty much a bunch of small candles, and you have like one volatile candle, and then it just gets flat again. So it looks like price is kind of consolidating between these two levels now. So between the 600 and the 500 mark. So it's just consolidating right here down the middle of these two levels. This is kind of what we were expecting. I mean, this is a typical after 7 o'clock market structure, market movement. This is why we try to stop trading after 7. Sometimes trades do come up though, so that's why I'm still watching here. I'm not necessarily completely out of the market. My Ninja Trader is still open. As I continue to look for any opportunities here. So price is pushing down. Looks like it's going to hit the target. It's almost there. It's like it's trying to get down there, but it's like it keeps getting manipulated. Not really manipulated, but it's not having that push. Like it looks like the market makers are trying to lure in some more sellers right here. You guys can see it's super close to the liquidity there. There you go. It's hit liquidity. So it's luring in the seller. This might be a fake out. So watch out for this here. I know to hit the first target there, this might be a fake out, come back up, and then come back down super hard. You guys have seen that before, right? Like a lot of you guys here take the liquidity, and then you guys see it swing back up, and then you go in for that second touch. So that's kind of how that second touch pattern is playing out right here. It's doing exactly that. So I'm actually going to look for entry right here for a retest of it. The target price point is going to be the sessions down below right here. So I'm going to look for it to retest, the pivot or the level up here and then come down super hard for that second touch. All right, perfect. So I'd like it to push up a bit more, maybe even bounce off opening price. I need to see a nice wick right here, because if I see that nice wick and it pulls back down, then I know price is trying to reach its second touchdown here of the liquidity. A lot of guys wait for that second touch, even third touch in some instances. But again, I'll just wait here for this. The volatility. So again, like I said earlier, you'll see a lot of small candles. You'll see one big candle, small candle, big candle, a bunch of small candles, but you want to catch the big ones. You want something like this. You want price to push up pretty hard and then come down super hard. We also have a pending buy signal here, so you want to be careful with the sells at this point. I actually want the buy signal to close. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So you got the buy signal there closed. Now we can have momentum to swing back down. Okay, so I'm looking for the same thing here again. I'm looking for price to swing up, bounce off the pivot, maybe opening price, come back down super hard, and then come back for the retest of the sessions down here, or not the sessions, the liquidity down to the next level, and then down to the sessions down below here. If you guys can't see it, the sessions is down here. It's the Asia low and the London low down below. So we got two sessions right here, Asia low, London low. This is going to be the next target price point if price decides to drop down lower. First target's going to be this 500 level because it hasn't tested it yet. And then obviously down here, if it comes down even further, is going to be the sessions down below. Asia low, London low, and liquidity. All right, hoping this volatility picks back up. If it doesn't, just got to sit tight and wait. There's no need to force anything here, of course, guys. It's better to have a break-even day today than to have a loss. Even though I ate up a bunch of fees. So I ate up a bunch of fees from that last trade. So I'm in the red right now, slightly. A couple $100, nothing too crazy. Yeah, I'll be watching. So the volatility here is super dead on these current candles. Again, I'm watching for the volatility to pick back up. You guys can see, like, it seems like every other candle or every two candles, there's a volatility push. For example, right here, volatility, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, volatility, 1, 2, volatility, 1, 2. So it's waiting for my opportunity here. Let's take a look at NQ real quick. NQ is working too, but it's like pretty messy. It's just as messy. There's volatility and movement, but I don't really see many entries here because it's right at the sessions. Go back to YM. See, volatility, the volatility here is slow on YM, but it's smooth. Like you have more of a direction here compared to NQ. NQ is volatile, but there's no direction. All right, we got price coming down. This could have been an entry if you guys were looking to take the bounce off, but the bounce wasn't very strong. Again, I want to see like a big wick. I want to see a nice big wick above and then a correction back down. Pending sell signal right there. Looks like it's going to close. Okay, perfect. All right. So what I'm looking for here again is the same thing. I'm looking for it to swing up. If it swings up from here, this is actually a pretty good area. Swing up from here, bounce off, swing back down, and then finish off the move right here to reach the next level of session down here. Almost down for its retest of the liquidity right here. Again, I'm looking for my market flow entry, but the volatility here is just not it. Got 30 seconds. So preferably, I'd like to see like the first 30 seconds of the candle. You can see over here, there's a timer, guys. For the first 30 seconds, I would prefer it to swing up very hard. And then for the last 30 seconds, come right back down. So I typically wait for the next candle movement. Maybe that's going to be a criteria that'll add into the kind of bake into the strategy at some point. Probably like when the candle opens, look for the first 30 seconds for it to push up and then look for the correction back down. That's probably the easiest way to identify the price action that I'm looking for here. Because again, right here, this is the new candle. We've got about 20 seconds left in. Again, I'm looking for it to push up, bounce off, and then come back down. See, the tricky thing about this right here is that it's looking like it's trying to lure in some more sellers, like what happened right here, right? The fake out. Price came down, it just barely touched the liquidity and it came right back up. Again, right here, it's coming down barely, and then it might be coming right back up. So right here, we have about 20 seconds left on the candle. I'm going to see if it comes and touches a pivot. If it touches a pivot and then comes back down, turns red, then I'll be looking to take my sell, but I don't think there's enough time on this candle for that to happen. No, we got 5 seconds left. Not going to happen. All right, here we go. First 30 seconds. I want the first 30 seconds to be green. Let it come up a little bit and then swing back down. All right, so this is going to be one that I'm probably going to look at if it swings back down red. Because it looks like it's within the range right now. It's got 30 seconds left on it. I'll be looking to take this here for a sell if it swings back red. 20 seconds left on it. Still got some time. I'm just watching on my Ninja. It's got 15 seconds. It's not looking like it's going to come back down. 5 seconds left. No entry there. See, the volatility is too low. Typically, what would happen here is price would push up and then it would come down super hard, like at the last 5 seconds. But because the volatility is too low, we're not getting that spike back down. We're kind of just getting a slow movement up and then a slow movement down. There was a pattern again right there. I mean, it's not one that I would necessarily look at, but it's about to hit TP. Just happened a little too quick. Fuck me. See, this is why I was too focused on this candle where I wasn't focusing on this one, and it came up right when I least expected it. But it's all good. We'll wait for the next one again. We'll see if it actually comes down this time. So like I said earlier, volatile candle, slow candle, volatile candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is actually the same amount of candles that passed from this one. There's volatile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, and then it picked back up again right there. This is probably going to hit liquidity. All right, I'm going to focus now. I'm going to focus and try to catch that same pattern that just happened right here. Because eventually it's going to blast through here. I'm hoping it fakes out again right here, comes back up, rejects off the pivot and the structure, and then it has another opportunity for me to get in. Otherwise, it's probably going to hit right here. Let's see if it fakes out or if it actually pushes through. Looks like another fake out. Or it might push through. Yeah, push through. So no fake out right there. Price actually pushed through. It's now at the 500 level. So the first target right there got hit. The next target is going to be the sessions down below here. So I'll look again for price to swing up, bounce off the pivot, come back down. Or this right here would be a levels entry, actually. I don't know if anybody took that as a levels entry, but this is a levels entry right here. Price came down, or actually take that back, sorry. It didn't close below it, but now it's going to be a levels entry here if it closes below. Okay, actually looks like the fake out might be happening, which I'm hoping for. Hoping for it to fake out, come back up hard, then come back down. So I'm going to clean up this liquidity here just so that we can see it a little bit better. It's hard to see with all the lines in the way. There is a possible levels entry right here if anybody's looking to take that as a levels entry. The 500. Let's see. No, the volatility is too low. I was thinking about maybe getting in for levels right there, but the volatility it's too low. I would like to fill like right away and then come back down. But it's all right. I'll keep looking for a market flow entry here. I don't think there's any more news for today, so we're good. Yeah, the volatility is just way too slow right now. So I'll look for a market flow entry. There goes levels entry though. It's now filled. If anybody decided to take it, I think it's just a little too risky because the volatility is not really moving. Typically, you want it to fill right away, come down below, fill, and then go straight to TP, right? So I'm going to look over here for the bounce off the pivot and continuation back down. Looks like that levels entry is currently running right now in profit. It's probably going to hit TP right there and hit the next level of the session is too close. It's like literally right there. So there's a level entry that's currently running, not in the position. I was tempted to take it, but held off on it. So it looks like it's going to hit TP right there. Full TP for the level entry if anybody decided to take that there. Again, I think the volatility is just too low. I don't like the slow volatility. The targets are now getting hit. So the levels of liquidity right here are done with. They all got hit. And there we go. So our target price point for today pretty much just got knocked out. I said if price comes down from this level here, it's going to come down to the sessions. And that's exactly where price came down to. So there's a lot of entries here. It looks like a lot of you guys here did take a lot of them and you guys locked in a lot of profit. I'm still currently at break even for the day. Not a horrible way to start off the week, but I mean, we'll see. If price continues to drop lower, let's see if there's more targets down here. 735 right now, so we still got some time. Okay, so the next level is pretty far down. This is probably not going to get hit right now, but it's probably going to get hit later today. So the next level is like way down here. It's about, yeah, it's 180 points away. So it's got a long way to go down there. That's going to be the next like big target price point. The smaller target price points are going to be the whole numbers right here. So this is the first one, the 450 mark, and the next one down below is going to be the 400 mark, of course. Yeah, exactly. William said lots of patience here. Lots, 100%. You got to be really patient here to wait for these entries. And for me, I'm being a little more conservative today because we're already at break even. I made one mistake today, which could have been avoided, but it's all good. That trade earlier was more of a FOMO move than it was a solid move because I just wanted to keep climbing it before it hit 7. I hate that we had a timeline here because we were so close to news. Like our entry happened at 6:38, and I felt like I needed to get it in before 6:45, which is the first news event. And then I ended up just getting in a little too early, and I got caught on the reversal, which is all good. It's all part of the game. You know, you make mistakes, you learn from it. Understand that you don't need to force any trades, especially on a week like this. But all right, price is still dropping right here. I'll look for another opportunity for entry. I'm trying to see how these candles are moving because it looks like there's some sort of pattern here. So you have one big candle, there's 6 candles here, 6 small candles, one big candle, one small candle, one big candle, six small candles right here, another big candle. So I'm trying to see, like, I'm trying to time the volatility because the volatility happens. It's just, it happens so quickly. But there's a pattern and like when the volatility actually comes up, you'll have a couple of dead candles, and then all of a sudden it picks back up. Um, I think price will probably keep dropping today because of the news. I don't think there's any other high impact news for today, but pretty much all the high impact news is negative. So that's why the market is reacting to it here. And it's just dropping down lower. So there may be opportunity here for entry if, and I'll keep following it. I mean, it's going to keep dropping a little bit lower. So the opportunity that I'm looking for personally is I'm looking for price reaches next level down here, the 400 mark. All right, so we got the volatility on this candle. There's like 13 seconds left on it. It's probably not going to pull back down from now until then. No. All right, we got price pushing up right here. Let's see. So it's probably going to bounce off the sessions right there. Probably bounce off the sessions. Again, it's not enough space for me to want to take any entries because it's just kind of dead right here. What I'm going to wait for is for price to pull back a little bit lower and then come back down kind of heavier like that. It's just the volatility here is so low that there's no opportunities here for us to really jump into. So it's bouncing off the structure right there. It's not going to come back down. The candles are pretty much really, really small now. We're getting one volatile candle right here. Let's check NQ again real quick to see if it's moving. So again, NQ is moving, but it's not really smooth. I probably would be careful with NQ today, guys, for you guys who are trading it. But there's not really much direction. It's moving back and forth, but there's not really much direction. Looks like there's a lot of opportunity here for fake outs. So I like the direction here with OIM. There's just not enough volatility. You can see it's pretty smooth. There was a BB3 that came up right here too. Didn't play through. Divergence crossed over here. We'll see if the divergence comes back down. So I do think price will continue to be bearish. So I think one thing to look out for would probably be the divergence down here. If the divergence starts to cross bearish, then it's probably going to turn right back below. But I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. All right, so we're getting some volatility here. Looks like it's trying to finally get down to that 400 level. This again could have been a possible opportunity, but the wick was too small. I'm gonna look for the fake out here. Bounce off the pivot and possibly write it down further. And I just hate how well, you guys can see the pattern here, right? So like there's one big candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like every 6 candles, there's a volatility push. That's like the threshold. Because for example, over here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, big candle. Sometimes there's smaller candles, but again, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then another big candle. The threshold is like 6 to 7 candles. If it just goes slow for like 7 candles, the next candle is probably gonna be some volatility on it. Oscar said caught 50 points based on your analysis. Nice, Oscar. Solid work right there. Yeah, so you guys don't have to take the entries I'm taking. You guys can just listen to my analysis. If I say price is going to go down to a certain price point and you have a specific strategy to take entry at some point, then feel free to take your entry. So yeah, Oscar there caught 50 points, which is pretty nice. Looks like I'm assuming he caught it from level to level. So that's kind of what happened here. Price came down from the level, and I mentioned, price probably pushed down to the 450 mark. That's exactly where it pushed down to. That's how a lot of people trade. So you can use my analysis to your advantage. Just listen to where I think price is going to go, and you can use your own strategy to identify your entries. All right, guys. So if this candle swings back red, I'll be looking to take this here for a sell. I know the volatility is kind of low, but this looks like it's going to swing back down. All right, I'm going to take this right here. That is in my entry came up.
Order submitted.
Watching it here. And this volatility is kind of low. I might pull out a little early. So I'm going to watch it here. Again, the volatility is too low. It's not really pushing right through like it should, or like I expect it to. Let's see, where is my TP at? It's got 15 seconds left on it. This thing's dead. The volatility really just died as soon as we got into our entry here, like completely. All right, it's coming back down right here. All right, let's see if I pull out right here. There you go, full TP.
Order filled.
I'm back in the green, but I got fucked with fees. Oh, God damn, I hate these fucking fees. These fees suck. So full TP right there, but the freaking fees, I'm still in the red. Kind of pissed. Kind of pissed because of these stupid fees. So because the break even from earlier, the first trade was a partial, and then the second one was a loss. So that was at me at break even, and then now I'm still like slightly in the red. I'm in the profit for gross, but with fees, I'm still like $100 in the red, which I guess could be worse. It's not like the end of the world here. I think I'm done trading for the day, guys. This trade here was kind of stressing me out a little bit because it took a little too long for some direction there, but it came and hit my TP. So full TP right there. Entry was at 743. I know exactly. Drew said he was sweating. Yeah. The volatility is just dead, guys. The strategy works perfectly fine. It's just there's no volatility. I'm like more pissed that like the volatility became super flat as soon as we got into the entry, right? It couldn't just like push through. It kind of played with us for a little bit there. We were holding on to this position for about 3 minutes, and then it finally spiked down to where it's supposed to. And yeah, that's the entry. So 743. We're up for the week so far. So net gains for the week, we're up. But because of the fees that I took earlier, I'm still like $100 in the red. Not a big deal. Entry is at 743. I'm glad that I'm in the green though. That my main goal here was to come back into the green. That was just what I wanted. That's why I'm not really too upset. I mean, I can't be upset. It's like, how can you get upset? I'm in the green. So there goes the trades. 2 wins, 1 loss for the day. My first win over here on my personal was partial because I exited a little early. This over here was a loss. I got in a little too early. And then this over here was a win. This was kind of out of my trading time though. I'm done trading at 7, but because I really wanted to get back into the green, this is why I ended up back over here. So, all right, let me just take a screenshot of profits for the day. You know, the thing is, Apex charges a lot in fees. Now that I've noticed it, they charge a lot in commissions. I don't know if it's a point. It might be more because you'll see over here from my profits that my personal account is in the green. Or I don't know, it might be slippage, might be. I'm assuming they charge a little more in fees because I had to pay extra to pay for my own NinjaTrader license. So I'm using my own NinjaTrader license to get my discounted fees on Ninja. But here are my accounts. All right, so I'm going to be smart and I'm going to close out my Ninja. There's just no need for me to keep going. So let's see. So here are my profits. You guys can see I'm gross positive for the day across all my accounts, but the realize is because I had to pay those fees. So these are my commissions for the day. I took 3 trades. So obviously my commissions, this is like the fees at the end of the day because I ended up partial on the first one, loss on the second. I paid commissions on both. And then this one I made full TP, but the commission just added up to basically engulfing my profit because my profit was like 700. So I mean, I don't know, what is it? 20 times 5. That's 20. About 2,000. So those are my commissions for the day. It's a lot of commissions. It's all good. So yeah, you guys can see all my entries right here. This is where my sell happened and all my sell entry happened. And then I offloaded right here with all these like blue arrows. I think you guys can see this on your screen, right? Or no? Yeah, you guys can see my arrows right there. Let me refresh this. Yeah, you guys can see the arrows there. So I try to be as transparent with you guys. Like I even like log into my account on TradingView so that you guys can see the entries right here. So again, my first entry happened right here. It was a buy. You can see the entry happen on this. And if I click on it right here, you can see the little other arrow that comes up. That's where my entry happened right here. Got out right there. My other entry happened right here. Got stopped out right there. And then this one over here, I entered right here and I got pulled out right there. So there are my entries for the day. Let's see if there's any questions here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat now. We're getting closer to 8 o'clock, so I'm about ready to wrap it up for the day. So let's see, question from Vimal. William said we are all quiet as ever, right? Let me scroll up. I'm gonna go from the top and I'll come back to your question, Vimal. Jamie said she's 790 from passing her 250K account, and she's done for the day. Nice work, Jamie. Yeah, one more good day for you, or yeah, just one more good day, and you should be able to have that 250 pass. So yeah, keep it up. So Vimal over here said, isn't 743 a pivot scalp entry? Let's see. No. So the pivot scalp is based off momentum. So this would be a pivot scalp entry right here because the entry happens after the momentum signal. I think you might be mixing the strategies up. Like a pivot scalp would be this over here. No, momentum scalp's different. Momentum scalp's when you're matching with the trend meter. Momentum scalp is buy signal, trend meter. Pivot scalp is sell signal, bearish trend. So those are 2 different. Yeah, I'm not sure what you saw there at the 7:43. Like the only thing I can see here is the market flow. I don't see anything else. I'm trying to think if there's any other entries here that there was another strategy that was yeah, also maybe a CV. Or no, I don't think there's a CV there. I think you're just throwing things out in Apple Mall at this point. There's no CV there. Yeah, no CV. Um, it might be a snipe entry. So I don't know if you're familiar with the snipe strategy because so if I turn on the SR, if there's an SR right there, then yeah, that'd be a snipe entry. We have so many strategies, so it's just up to like whatever you guys want to apply, but let's see if there's an SR level there. So there's no SR level there. It's not a snipe entry. Um, but yeah. I mean, it could be your entry from all. If you think there's an entry there, that could be like your own strategy, right? Like I said, guys, all the strategies that I teach you guys, you don't have to follow them step by step. Like I gave you guys the framework and the foundation to build on. Like if I tell you there's an entry with these specific requirements, you can always change requirements. Like for example, Vimal, if you think this is a good entry and you want to wait for the candle to close, you can take a similar market flow entry. You don't have to take an actual like mid candle. You can take it when it closes because either way, it still would have worked, right? You could have taken the entry right here after it closed and you still would hit your TP. Or if you want to take it even earlier, like if you don't want to wait for it to pull back down and you just see the rejection off that, you could have entered like way up here. So it's just up to preference, guys. Again, I'm going to teach you guys what I know and what I do, but you guys can do whatever you like, right? I'm going to give you guys my analysis, show you guys where price is going to go. Odds of price going to those areas are very likely. So, I mean, your entry times could be way different than mine. And it's actually better that way. So it doesn't look like we're all copy trading each other, right? Because I think that's kind of where it becomes an issue. When people take the same exact entry at the same exact time, that's when copy trading becomes something that's brought up. But all right, guys. So let me see if there's any other questions. If there's any other questions, guys, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I think we're gonna wrap this up for the day. It's about to be 8 o'clock, 7:54. Again, we have a +1 positive day for us today. For my personal accounts over here, you can see I'm in the red for the week, unfortunately, just because of fees. You can see how small they are. My gross profit is 190 or 365. I'm not even gonna bother adding it up today because there's just no point. It's so little. It's it's not worth sharing, like to the point where I care. Because it's to me, for me, this is basically a break-even day for me. I don't really see this as positive or negative, even though I have positive for the day. This is break even because I did make profits, but then I paid so much in fees that I'm basically at break even. So I'm gonna try to keep my trades to like 1 or 2 trades a day, maybe 3. Today I took 3. Unfortunately, the first one was partial, so I didn't get the full TP. But if I did get the full TP on this one, and then also this one, then this would be I'd be in profit almost like 700 to 1,000 gross, and then plus the fees, I'd be like at like 500. So it's all good. But all right, guys, the volatility here is pretty much dead, so I'm not really expecting too much to happen here. If you guys do decide to keep trading, probably wait until a little bit later. But as of now, there's just not really much to work with here. It's not worth taking any risk here. So if you want to trade later, I mean, feel free, wait until maybe 9 o'clock. That's probably where market will pick up again. And then you can start trading from there. Let's take a look at NQ again real quick. NQ is still kind of moving here, so it's pretty decent, but it's not exactly what I'd like to be trading in. So, all right, guys, I think I'm done for the day. If you guys have any questions, reach out. Otherwise, if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in as well. There's some more profits here, actually. I just noticed. So we got Jamie here. She locked in 4,491 for the day. All wins here. I swear, Jamie. And then we got Cam over here. Total profit of 5,000 per account. He has 4 accounts here. So 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20,000 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Cameron. All right, guys. So solid profits so far. If you guys have questions, reach out. Otherwise, same place, same time tomorrow for the next live session. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you guys here tomorrow.